How's it going, guys? Chronic Rush here, and welcome to a brand new episode of my FIFA 15 Team of the Week predictions. Welcome back, guys, and today we'll be predicting Team of the Week number 9, and you're probably thinking, if you're a regular subscriber or watching this series, why am I uploading this on a Monday night? And I'm deciding to actually bring back a day, the Team Weeks. I normally do it on a Tuesday, due to time-wise now, in terms of clubs and stuff like that on Tuesdays, I can't actually do it as well as I possibly can, and sometimes they're rushed, and I don't get a full amount of time on them. And also gives you people more time to watch the video, comment on it, think of players that should have been in that team that can give you an idea of whether you should buy or sell your players, or if you want to go and get some packs for the Wednesday happy hour. But let's get straight into this week's Team Week number 9, which should be released on the 11th of November. And we're going to start straight into the team. Starting 11, we have this goalkeeper here, Brad Guzan, the Aston Villa keeper, picking up 5 saves, a clean sheet, and man of the match in his team's 0-0 draw over West Ham. Obviously, West Ham got Sacco and Enner Valencia up top. 2 very, very good dominant strikers this year in BPL, and a clean sheet from them too is a very, very good performance. Brad Guzan making another very, very good saves as well. Moving on to the defence, first player here is going to be this player here, Stefan Lichtsteiner, the Juve player. Juve played Parma, winning 7-0 domination. The strike force for Juve picking up 2 goals apiece. Tevez, Llorente and Morata. Lichtsteiner picking up a goal, 2 assists and a clean sheet in that 7-0 victory. And that's the reason I went for him, in the sense that he just had a very, very good, solid game throughout the whole game, and we could see him on the team of the week. We could see him as a right wing back, right mid. I'm not too sure in terms of the formation Juventus play, but he was definitely on that right side. Moving on to the centre-back with this player here, Sebastian Prödl, plays for Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga, picked up a goal and a clean sheet in his team's 2-0 victory over Stuttgart there, another good performance by him. Moving on to the final defender, we have this player here, Daryl Janmaat, the Newcastle right-back. We have got 2 right-backs in this team, but decided to go for that. I didn't know what one to leave out. Janmaat picking up 2 assists, a clean sheet, and man of the match in his team's 2-0 victory over West Brom. Newcastle picking up some momentum now, and it's quite good to see Alan Pardew going on through, and they look like a very, very strong team now. Moving on to the midfield, we're going to start out on the right hand side. We have this player here, Alkowski, plays for FC Cologne in the Bundesliga, picked up 2 goals and assists and man of the match in his team's 4-3 victory over Hoffenheim. 2 of those goals being very, very good goals indeed. And I believe his default position as a right back, but he did actually play in the right mid position. And it looks like a fairly solid in-form right mid card for the Bundesliga. Moving on to the centre mids, this is where I was finding it hard to find players to fill in these positions. The first player I decided to go for was this player here, Toni Kroos, the Real Madrid centre mid. And Real Madrid have been having some fantastic performances lately, and it's been really, really hard to pick what players. Obviously, we had James Rodriguez last week, and we may be seeing Toni Kroos this week, picking up a goal and an assist, and had a fantastic performance in his team's 5-1 victory over Rayo Vallecano. I think Ronaldo, Benzema, loads of players had some fantastic performances. I decided to go for Kroos just because I was lacking in terms of midfield players, and he has a good chance of getting in that spot. Moving on to the next player, this player here, Pjanic, the AS Roma centre mid, another player that I decided to, yes, he's a high rated player. He did pick up 2 assists and man of the match in his team's 3-0 victory over Torino, but still, that's not like an absolutely amazing performance, but it was one of those players where I couldn't find any players to fill in that spot very well, guys. If you've got any suggestions of players that could fill in that centre mid spot, put that in the comments. But those were the 2 players I went for, and they both have a fairly solid chance of picking up a Team of the Week card. Moving on to the final player on the left mid, we have this player here, Landon Donovan, a second in-form card. This would be in the left mid position, unfortunately. He probably would be better as a cam or something, but he's still got okay pace. But he picked up a hat-trick and an assist and man of the match in his team's 5-0 victory over Real Salt Lake in one of the MLS playoffs or something like that. I'm not too sure how the MLS do their league system, but still a fantastic performance by him, and we could see him in this week's Team Week for a second in-form card. Moving on to the centre attacker mid, another player I wasn't too sure about. Decided to go for this player here, Leonardo from the K-League. I think it is FC Jalbuk. I'm not too sure how you pronounce that team's name, but he's been a very, very good card in the previous couple of FIFAs, and it's good to see him as a gold card, and looks like a very, very good card indeed. And especially if he picks up an in-form card, we could see some very, very nice hybrids around him, because he could be quite a cheap player. But he picked up a goal and assist in his team's 3-0 victory, and his team actually ended up winning the league after that victory. Fantastic performance by him, and it would be nice to see him as a Team of the Week card. Moving on to the two final players of this team, the Strike Force. The first player here is going to be this player here, the main man of the team, which I'm almost certain is going to pick up a Team of the Week card, Thomas Müller, as a striker. Yes, guys, played as a striker for Bayern Munich in their 4-0 victory over Frankfurt. This guy picking up a hat-trick in that game, and as well as man of the match, and a fantastic performance by Thomas Müller there, and we probably should see him in the Team of the Week. And moving on to the final player of this week's starting 11 for the Team of the Week, number 9, we have this player here, Shane Long, the Southampton striker. Came on off the bench. Southampton were 0-0 to Leicester. Ended up putting 2 goals in the back of the net. Very, very good performance by him. And his team ended up winning 2-0 against Leicester. We could see him another player that I wasn't too sure about in terms of strikers. I couldn't really find too many good gold-rated ones that EA are obviously going to want to put in the Team of the Week just to try and get people to buy more packs. But we could potentially be seeing Shane Long as that striker. Moving on to the bench here, we've got some actually fairly solid silver players this week. We can start off with the goalkeeper, Fabricio, plays with Deportivo in the Liga BVA, and picked up 6 saves, a penalty save, and a clean sheet in his team's 0-0 draw with Cordoba. Well, that was on a Friday night, though, so EA could look past it, but still a fantastic performance by him, and I believe I put him in a prediction before, so it could be his chance picking up a Team of the Week card. Moving on to the next player, this player here, Christian Gunther, plays for Freiburg in the Bundesliga. Good week for the Bundesliga in terms of players, but he picked up a goal, a clean sheet, and man of the match in his team's 2-0 win over Schalke. Fantastic performance by him, and he could be a fairly solid left-back for the Bundesliga. Moving on to the next player, this player here, Jeff Hendrick, plays for Derby in the Championship, and they had a very, very good game, beating Wolves, I do believe, 5-0. Good performances all round, but it's between Hendrick or Lussell, both picking up 2 goals. I decided to go for Hendrick just because he was in that midfield spot, and we could see him in their Team of the Week bench. Moving on to the next player, this player here, Tobias Werner, another Bundesliga player, played for FC Augsburg in the left mid position, and picked up 2 goals and an assist and man of the match in his team's 3-1 victory over Paderborn there. Fantastic performance by him. Moving on to the next player, this player here, Nabil Fekir, plays for Lyon in the Ligue 1, and picked up 2 goals and man of the match in his team's 3-1 victory over Guingamp. Moving on to the next player, this player here, Elton, plays, I believe, in the Russian league. For Teleg Glonzi, I think it is. He came up against Zenit. Zenit, I think, obviously doing quite well in the Russian league, I do believe, off the top of my head. Obviously under the management of AVB. But his team actually ended up winning 3-1, in that game. This guy picking up 2 goals and man of the match in that game. A good, solid performance by him. And moving on to the final player of this week's Team of the Week, number 9, which should be released on the 11th of November. We have this player here, Nicolas Castillo, plays for Club Brugge in the Belgian Pro League, and he picked up a hat-trick in his team's 5-0 victory over Westerlo. Not the best of strikers, but as you can see, guys, the Team of the Week is actually looking fairly solid in terms of good, sweaty-ish players that could be quite good to pick up in packs and use. Obviously, you've got the likes of Thomas Müller, Toni Kroos, Pjanic, all high-rated players. And then you've got Lichtstein, that would be a good right-back for the Serie A. Janmaat would be a good right-back for the BPL. Landon Donovan, a second inform card. Shane Long is a very, very good striker on this year's FIFA. And I would be happy if we saw Leonardo as an informed player, because he's a fantastic card altogether. And we got Brad Guzan in goal, discard price keeper maybe, and the bench isn't looking too bad either, with some okay solid silver rated players in some very, very good leagues, which could go for Brit Pricey as well as Olkowski on that right wing. But guys, that's the Team of the Week number 9. If you think I've missed any players that you should think of being in that team, put that in the comments box. Also, if you're new to this series, new to my channel, make sure you go and click that subscribe button to stay tuned to all my upcoming videos, guys, and also remember to hit that like button. Guys, this has been Crush. Till next time, adios!